been a year and a half since I smoked my first cigarette. As most of the things, it didn't happen without no reason. So this is the story, the reason, and the lessons I learned from it. It was a typical Saturday morning. I woke up late, as usual. Then I did any undergraduate would do, what any undergraduate would do. I went through my phone to catch up with the things that I missed while I was asleep. Then there was a post with earlier flowers. So eventually I looked at it, and it was not about a parent. I tried to find the word beloved father or beloved mother, but it wasn't there. Then I read it carefully. It was a friend, one of our batchmates, and that moment I found out he had passed away. So, as a batchmate, what I did was I packed up my things and went to the funeral right after. I was at the funeral by midday, and I helped with the decorations. Then there was a close friends, set of close friends of mine. Then I went there, and I stayed with them because it was easier to stay in such a grim and grieving environment. Then after a while, one of them suggested, let's go and have a smoke. So I was no smoker, but it was better. I felt like it was better to leave. It was better to leave this environment for a moment and get some fresh air. So we eventually agreed, and we went to the main street, then we found an alley. Then we went in that alleyway for 1 or 200 meters, not be sure. Then we found some obscure place to smoke. So my smoking friends created a circle, and they lit some cigarettes. And me and one other friend of mine stayed outside because we were no smokers. So after meanwhile those cigarettes are moving around, I was thinking that the friend who had passed away did not smoke any cigarette. But now he is dead. I might die tomorrow. So why wouldn't I smoke cigarettes? Moreover, these other friends of mine are smoking, but they are still alive. Meanwhile, this person is dead. What's the point of not smoking? So I went into the circle. Then I took this cigarette and then I smoked. It was harsh. Then I passed it to the next person. Funny enough, it was my other friend who stayed outside the circle. He also has joined this circle. Then after a while, those set of friends went to a bar, but I restrained myself from going there because there is no point for me going there, especially since I came for the funeral. Then I came back to the funeral alone, and I met another earlier set of friends of mine. Like some of them, like they were typical auntie guarantee good boys, so they were good people. So I sat with them, and we spent the night together at the funeral. Later, that morning, we went to the cemetery and we cleaned the cemetery for the burial preparations. And sadly, he was buried at the same place as his grandfather was 2 years ago. So it was a pretty frustrating moment for us. Then, after a while, we were really tired. At midday, after spending 24 hours at the funeral, we left the funeral and I got into an AC bus and immediately I fell asleep. After 1 or 2 hours, I reached home and my destination, and my conductor dropped me and woke me up. And at that very moment, a thought came to my head: if he was a bad guy, I wouldn't have ever felt bad for him. And it's important that we remain good no matter what we do. So, until that day to today, I haven't bought a cigarette. And I changed my life in a way that I would accept more adventures and more days rather than spending my life hidden inside a shell. However, these days I only smoke air joints, as my friends say, as a stress response, as I did when I come here to this stage. Thank you.